Right, let me just check there's no Fred on my face anywhere. Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you lot are all doing well out there watching this, mate. I really do hope that, and welcome, not to Chelsea news, to a match preview! Chelsea are playing their final game of the Premier League season. Oh my word, this is terrifying. That's right, Chelsea are coming up against Wolves in the Premier League to try and ensure they qualify for the Champions League next season. There's 1 point between Chelsea Football Club, Manchester United and Leicester City, who are all gunning for this qualification and all are in with basically, basically, if you win, you're in. I should write slogans for like products. Anyway, it's incredibly terrifying. To be honest, they're both hard games. Chelsea, Wolves, Leicester United. No one's got an easy ride here. No one rides for free. If you look at this Leicester side, they're like almost completely depleted and loads of their first team are out. But still, Leicester are no pushovers, man. It's just not going to be an easy game for anyone. The Wolves especially, they're looking good again. They're such a good, functioning team, Wolves. Do you know what I mean? Ugh. Oh yeah, anyway guys, I upload daily on this channel, so if you want to jump aboard the Football Therapy hype train, please consider doing so by hitting the subscribe button, followed by the bell notifications icon, so you get notified when I upload. And if you do want to help me out, please do drop a like on this video. Oh, that's very kind of you, thanks for that. Okay, let's get into it. Right, so the truth is, boys and girls, Chelsea qualified by getting a draw or above, a draw or a win. They need 1 point basically. But if you look at this Chelsea team and how we ship goals for fun, I think we have the worst defensive record in the top 11 of the Premier League. That is mental. So yeah, if you look at this Chelsea team and how it defends, you cannot play for a draw. You would have to be an absolute madman to play for a draw. I think Frankie Lampard recognises that and said in this pre-match press conference that no, we can't play for a draw, we never play for a draw. But I think that's the right thing to say in terms of how he wants to represent the club. But the truth is, looking at the team, looking at the defence, I think he literally means we can't play for a draw. So Chelsea got to go in for the big W against Wolves. How did it go last time out? Well, it seems so long ago, doesn't it? But Chelsea's put 5 past him. How about that for some good feels? Tammy Abraham got a hat-trick, although I imagine he won't be starting in this game. Let's pull up the Who Scored Match Centre graphic of that game. Chelsea played a 3-4-3. I think this might even have been the first time Frank Lampard whipped it out of nowhere when people thought, oh my god, they're matching Wolves. They're going head-to-head, is that the word? Anyway, we copied their formation to counter their formation. Remember when Chelsea won the league with Antonio Conte with his 3-4-3 formation? After a while, everyone started to duplicate it or replicate it to counter Chelsea. And certainly by the second season, Chelsea's 3-4-3 system looked more vulnerable in the Premier League because everyone knew how to play against it. Anyway, it worked incredibly well this time round. The Chelsea beat, I think it was 5-2, we beat Wolves. Tammy Abraham hat-trick. I think that's when Fikayo Tomori scored the absolute worldy goal, and Mason as well I think scored a goal. Just lovely, incredible scenes back when Chelsea looked like they were going to win the Champions League and we were all incredibly happy with life. Hey look man, I'm kind of joking. Even if Chelsea don't qualify for the Champions League, if we say finish 5th and who knows, maybe even win the FA Cup, it will be a successful season by my books. But we all know the ambition of Frank Lampard. He wants to be in the Champions League, so it's a must not lose. If Manchester United beat Leicester, Chelsea still qualify for the Champions League, but you cannot hang your hat on that. Leicester could beat Manchester United, and that would be funny because it means they get Champions League football, but Chelsea would also need to win. Yes, a little bit complicated. Yeah, I mean the ideal scenario if you want to laugh at United is both Leicester and Chelsea winning. The bookmakers make Chelsea heavy favourites for this game. Really heavy favourites, like more than United. I mean, fair enough, I understand mathematically why they would be, but still, dude, like, it could all go wrong for Chelsea. So anyway, let's talk about a potential lineup in this game, and then I'll go on to do a score prediction and talk about how this game could potentially go. Okay. So the starting position is one of the most difficult between the sticks. Personally, I'd pick Willy Caballero. What's going to happen here, though? That's right, even though Kepa wasn't, he didn't do any howlers against Liverpool where we shipped 5. He generally had a really poor goalkeeping performance. Frustrating. I generally can't call who he's going to pick Frank Lampard, but I'm going to say Willy Caballero because that's who I want in goal. Now, even though when Frank Lampard keeps the 3-4-3 for too long, it seems to lose its effectiveness. It's only when he brings it out of nowhere, like Wolves, Tottenham, do you know what I mean? These kind of performances when he just pulls out the bag and we play really well. When he keeps it, we always do really badly, like at Valencia or not necessarily Liverpool. We did play quite well. We shipped 5, so that's got to be bad. What I'm saying is there's countless examples throughout the season of it overstaying its welcome and Chelsea playing bad. Having said that though, Wolves do play a 3-back system themselves. It did work so well against them originally. We beat Manchester United with a 3-back system in the semi-final. I think he's going to keep it. So, that being said, after Willy Caballero in goal, I believe the back 3 will actually remain the same. I think it will be Zuma, Rudiger, and Azpilicueta. Of course Azpilicueta. Jesus Christ, my brain. And you know what that means? Reece James will play right wing back and Marcos Alonso will play left wing back. And although Frank said he might be fit, for me that's a straight tell that N'Golo Kante will be played in this game. And I think N'Golo Kante is going to partner Mateo Kovacic in the 2-man pivot midfield. Frank Lampard will probably stay with Giroud because he's just scoring goals. You start him, he scores a goal. He seems good for a goal, so you'd be insane to drop him. Giroud starts up front, and of course, if Frank, as much as the Chelsea fans love Frank Lampard, if he does not start Christian Pulisic on the left wing, we all riot. So Pulisic starts. I think Frank Lampard's almost implied that he will be starting. And you think probably final game of the season, Frank Lampard absolutely loves him. Willian starting on the right wing. Although Callum Hudson-Odoi did look very, very bright coming off the bench in a game where Willian didn't do much at all against Liverpool. I think Willian might be cooked, fatigued. Personally, I'd really like to see Hudson-Odoi. But if you take a step back, look at the whole season, look at what Willian's offered Frank Lampard this season. Look how Willian's better defensively than Hudson-Odoi. I think he will start Willian, even though I'd prefer the expensive. Frank Lampard will see Hudson-Odoi as a greater risk. Chelsea fans will be like, oh, he's exciting, he's looked good, but I think Frank Lampard from the coach's perspective will be like, too much of a risk, gonna play Willian, I can always bring you off the bench. Joe, do you know what I mean? He'll probably think the same about Tammy Abraham. Which means Frank Lampard's bench options will be incredibly effective. Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, Hudson-Odoi, do you know what I mean? Ruben Loftus-Cheek, all these players to come off the bench to turn the screw or chase a result, God forbid. They will all be options. Now, how is this game going to go? Things are never easy, man. I'd love a 5-goal or 7-goal thriller like before, or maybe not thriller because of my heart and just general fears and anxieties regarding football and Chelsea generally. Oh, you just can't see a clean sheet, can you, man? It just doesn't happen. It's just not written. It just isn't. So I think Chelsea will ship a goal or 2, but they will really go all out and score goals. They're so fired up. Wolves are a very professional team and they're so mechanically well oiled. I think they play well, and I think Nuno Espirito Santo won't let them drop off. Having said that, Frank Lampard should get into the ears of the Chelsea team and be like, this is do or die, boys. You go out there and you do something in this game or I'll break all your fingers. And yeah, so with that, I think Chelsea will go out, they'll show passion, fearlessness and score goals, but with that they'll just also expose their defensive frailties. So I'm going to predict Chelsea are going to win this game, which would absolutely ensure Champions League football regardless. Well, a draw does regardless, so I don't know what I'm saying there, but I think they're going to win 3-2, ship 2, sweaty game at points, but I think Chelsea will go over the line, capping off a superb Premier League campaign. First campaign for Frank Lampard. Now, I don't really need to go into what this means for Chelsea if we win. Of course, it's great. We'll be in the Champions League, we'll have a cup final to play, and we'll be, in high confidence, and hopefully we can bring additional players in for next season with the allure of European football. But what does it mean if we lose? Well, obviously we'll be relying on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's PE teacher-driven men to get themselves over the line, then Chelsea will finish 4th and Leicester will be pushed down into 5th. That would be lovely, but I don't want to rely on them. They haven't looked great recently. So let's just theoretically for a second say the worst happens and Chelsea finish 5th. Now I'm not sure this is going to be the be all or end all in terms of is Kai Havertz going to come or not. I'm not sure, but Frank Lampard has spoken about the importance of this. I think journalists and people around the club have insinuated that it's not necessarily to do with the allure of players to bring into the Frank Lampard project, but more of the financial options to do exactly what they want to do. Now that might sound weird to you guys because Chelsea have a lot of money, the ability to spend, financial fair play has been relaxed, etc, etc, but Chelsea probably still have a ballpark figure that they're happy to spend, and the 50 million additional funds from Champions League could be a massive difference maker, like 1.5 players worth of like a defender and half a, or like a left back and half a centre back. Do you know what I mean? Something like that that really, it could be the be all or end all of, say, the financials of a Kai Havertz in terms of structuring a deal there. The ramifications of not qualifying for Champions League could be huge financially, which is ironic considering Chelsea, or not ironic, but everyone thinks Chelsea are in such a strong financial position, which they are. I'm kind of going around in circles here. Basically, it's really important. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm really interested in seeing what you guys have to say about this. Get down in the comment section below and express your thoughts. Your thoughts. You can express your thoughts. Basically, I want you guys to tell me how you think the game's going to go and give me your score predictions, all that kind of gear. I'll be down there reading your comments. If you've enjoyed this content, please do drop a like on the video, subscribe to Football Therapy if you're new to the channel. Enjoy the football, man, because it's going to be sweaty, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.